also, they were very fortunate. They had a fire in their building. So they got to apply for some funding. They said, we could build a different building.
Oh.
So their first plan was, they brought me in, what did they plan? Small classrooms, and why are you doing that? Change the structure and you'll change beliefs, or you have a different belief, different structure, you're going to get different actions coming from people.
We imagine a future where we could walk up to any student in Mordialloc College and ask them about a question about their education. And rather than getting the typical teenage shrug and the stereotypical answer, oh, I don't know, we could engage them in a meaningful discussion about learning experiences that they were having.
Our vision was for an area where students got on well together, they respected everyone, they were tolerant, they were busy, on task, enjoying their learning and becoming quite fantastic young people.
So basically what we wanted to do was house approximately 170 students into an open learning space where they would be self-directed and supported by a team of teachers.
The Code of Cooperation is an agreement that all the Year 7s have made to make our centre a fun and happy way of learning. We made it by getting into groups and each putting in their ideas and what they would like, and then we all voted on which behaviour we would like, and then that's how we made our Code of Cooperation.
Rather than us telling them how to behave, the students themselves came up with a Code of Cooperation.
It's kind of like rules, but we'd like to call it Code of Cooperation because everyone has made them, so it's not teachers just setting rules, it's us putting them in, so we have to obey them.
There are 7 family groups, and each of those groups has a family guide. I'm one of those family guides.
They don't tell us what we do for the day. We have to do it ourselves and learn ourselves more than anything.
When we bring all of the 150 so kids together, so all of the family groups together, we term that a neighbourhood.
A neighbourhood's like sort of a whole lot of people brought together, and the centre is a pretty big place, so it's like everyone coming together.
This is the flowchart for the Year 7 Centre at Mordialloc College. You can come in the morning if you've forgotten your book for silent reading, so you borrow a book. And then you come in and you have silent reading for half an hour. And then you have a learning centre assembly.
Family time is sort of, in the mornings we plan what we do for the day and we kind of have to stick to that plan.
And we go to expedition time, which is where we can do anything on the capacity matrix, and if it gets too noisy and you want to go outside, you can work outside. If we get lost on what we're doing, we go to the flowchart and look at the times and see what we're supposed to be doing at that time. This is our capacity matrix. It's called Around the World in 14 Days, and it has lots of elements on it. Red is French, green is English or SOS, blue is maths and science, purple is inner strand, and orange is personal strand.
This is the resource matrix for Around the World in 14 Days, and this is in capacity matrix. If, for instance, I was looking at D4B, demonstrate your detailed knowledge of where French-speaking countries are, and I would look at up on here on the resource matrix, D4B, and it'd say Atlas, and you'd look in the resource box 1.
When you first get your capacity matrix, you pick what elements you want to put into your project, and you do what we call a mind map. You then try to add in as many elements as you can to the project.
Individual students or groups of students may wish to cover a combination of elements completely different from one to the other. So, for example, we've had some groups perform, so actually do a play in front of the whole centre.
You tick off what level you think you're at. So there's, I have heard about this, or I've done work with this, or there's, I can do or describe this with help. So if you think you're in either of those levels, you can tick them off. And there's, I can do or describe this on my own. I can explain and teach this to others. I have used this knowledge. The expected level is I can do or describe this on my own. If you wanted to, you could go higher than that level.
So we have the essential learning elements at the top, and then we decide whether we give a student a 1. Basically what a 1 means is that the student's at a level that's expected.
The aim is to get all of the elements marked off.
So it's a way of us keeping a track of the areas that they're working in, so we can make sure that they're getting an all-round, so they're learning all areas rather than concentrating on the ones that they enjoy.
They work through the matrices at their pace with our assistance. Now, that student who works a bit quicker than the other one has access then to the next capacity matrices. So that student isn't waiting and wasting time, waiting for the next piece of work.
If you don't finish an activity by the time that the capacity matrix is over, you can finish the activities from the previous capacity matrix while you're doing my born identity. So, for example, the timeline, if I didn't do that, I could do that while I'm doing my born identity.
A group may be working on a project and, for example, they need to find out about how to round off decimal numbers. So what they would need to do, they've got a number of avenues of resources that they can go through. They may choose the workshop avenue.
This is how you request a workshop. You'll get a form like this that says, I need to know more about. You'll put the subject that you want to learn more about. The teacher will take it out and will read it. Then she will put a workshop sign-up sheet. Then whoever also needs help can sign up for a workshop. This is a flowchart of how to attend a workshop. First you check the workshop agenda board. Then you sign your name up to the workshop.
Sometimes we have 5 people in a workshop, sometimes we might have 25, or even sometimes we have the neighbourhood workshop.
After the workshop, you will place any materials given to you at the workshop in your learning folder. Then you write a reflection in your learning folder.
Because the students want to be there, there are no distractions and students are genuinely interested in what's going on.
In a traditional classroom, students are sometimes under pressure because the teacher expects everyone to be at the same level. So, for example, in a French classroom, everyone has to learn verbs at the same time, and if someone doesn't understand it, then the teacher has to explain it all over again while everyone else is listening to the same explanation until everyone gets it. The beauty of the Learning Centre is that students can pace their own learning. They can learn what they need to learn and when,